with literally minutes warning, giving an impromptu speech entitled Introverted Baking. Please give it up for our Zoom master, Mr. Mark Hanley.
Mark, you're muted. You're muted.
We can't hear you, Mark.
No, still can't hear you.
Oh my goodness, are we going to be defeated by technology, I wonder? We can't hear you, Mark.
Why don't you move to the evaluations for the two and come back to Mark, maybe?
That's a great suggestion, actually, Nina. Yes, I will do that. But the only problem with that is that people need to vote. And I'd rather they voted before hearing the evaluations, because it can, you know, they just use their decision. Let's just see, forgive us, just see how Mark is.
Could Mark take the headphones off, maybe? Speak without them. Might be a fault.
Does that work?
Yes!
Oh, we have sound. Good. Sorry for delaying, everybody.
Let me introduce you again. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a rapturous round of applause for our impromptu speaker with a speech entitled Introverted Baking, Mark Hanley.
Oh, no wonder you had voted a Luddite to be your tech master for this year. Look at you. Well, if I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. Oh yes, that is my favorite song at the moment. And you will hear me singing that nearly every day in my kitchen in Kilburn, because I remember that from my childhood, when Ernie of Ernie and Bert on Sesame Street sang it. And it just really resonates with me, because cake for me is comfort food. And it's comfort food for me and comfort food for the people I care about. So I discovered baking as a child because it's like messing around in bowls, but you get a lot of adult approval in the kitchen when you do that, because you're making something, you're growing up, they're helping you, and you can eat the final sugary result. It's not like begging for money to go to the sweet shop. Dad, can I have a penny to buy a penny bar? Dad, can I have 5p to buy a Mars bar? No. You say, Mom, can I cook? Can I bake? She has to go, through gritted teeth, she has to prepare the kitchen to allow you to bake safely and turn on the oven and supervise you. But she really wants to help you grow, and that's a great thing. So I love baking from being a child. I love the whole process of baking, the orderliness of it. It suits my messy mind because it makes it focus very clearly on what I'm doing next. I like the rules, and the one rule my mother left me with, well, has left me with so far for baking, is that eggs are temperamental. Yes, people, eggs are temperamental. It is not you. So if you're having a bad day, don't go anywhere near egg cookery. Don't go anywhere near your meringues or your sponges. They will fall flat and be heavy as lead. If nothing else, take that advice from me, and you will always succeed with light as air, egg sponges, and cakes for your friends. Now, I've talked about introverted baking. Why do I call it introverted baking? Well, because, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I'm a very introspective, very introverted, very shy individual. And that is my nature. And even visiting friends' houses, now as an adult, I sometimes go, oh, I don't know if I should. Oh, I don't know if will I ring the doorbell? Will I go away? Will I just, oh, what will I do? Oh. But I discovered a trick. My sister forced me into this trick. She tricked me, actually, when I was a student. I arrived in Dublin 2 years after her, to her house, to her flat, to visit herself and her friends, with nothing in my hands, and my sister was aghast. She said, "You can't arrive at somebody's flat with no biscuits." You're so badly brought up. So I arrived at everybody's flat for the duration of my 4-year university career. Every time I would arrive at somebody's flat with biscuits, and all my friends said, "You're the only person who arrives with biscuits. We like you as a guest." So I continue that tradition sometimes today. And yesterday, one of my most interesting and entertaining evenings since lockdown began was wandering around North London with little Tupperwares of Greek biscuits that I'd baked yesterday morning and dropping them on the doorsteps of my friends' houses and having pavement conversations or doorstep conversations, socially distanced for all of you out there who have got the ear of Priti Patel. Socially distant and great fun, and they seem to like them. Full of butter, what's not to like? Full of butter, a little sugar, there you go. But that's what gives me great joy, is to cook and to bake for people. And it is my go-to when I hear somebody in distress. My first thought is, I must go and comfort them. But how can I do this? With a cake. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, or if I know you're coming to my house, you will hear me singing this song. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. And I do the whole dialogue between Ernie and Bert in my head and out loud in my kitchen as I do this, and in a great anticipation that you will come to my house, or that I will meet you on your doorstep with a cake in my hand. Thank you very much.
And thank you very much, Mark, particularly for stepping in at the last second. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark would love to hear your evaluation of his improvised